Okay, good afternoon. I have a request for a proposal to change the student registration form on the website of the junior college. This proposal is to upgrade and enhance the student registration form that is currently in use on the Ridgemont College website. Factors include streamlining the entry process by creating an intuitive, streamlined layout that will, when implemented properly, will enhance both the student's application process and eliminate data entry errors through input validation. User feedback for the student registration form is to be received from current and prospective students, systems analysts, and the registration department. The form is designed to be used in an online environment, and feedback for this form includes the ideas that the form should be clear, concise, and intuitive. 3 areas that will require feedback are the background image that is to be used, the size of the text entry boxes and the text notations under the data entry fields, that detail the specific data to be entered. Other feedback will come from the registration department about the form's capabilities and its shortcomings for collecting the required data. The display encoding will limit the possibility of data entry errors by having drop-down menus with preset entries for information like state, country, and any date fields located on the form. In addition, the changes will address the need for duplicate data entry in the form of a checkbox option. This checkbox gives the option to the prospective student's home address as their mailing address. The data are grouped on the page with like information. The layout helps the name and addresses in the commonly displayed logical order with other personal information. The high school and GPA entries are in another portion of the form, as well as the phone numbers together, but spaced away from the other groups on the page to provide clarity. The student is able to tab through the fields in a logical order, starting at the name and tabbing down through the form to the clearly identified Submit button. The final consideration is the standard options at the top of every page on the school website, like Home, Search, Contact, and the Help button. The data validation will be further simplified in the form by implementing constraints on certain data elements to eliminate redundancies within the system. I won't go through and list all the constraints because they're quite detailed. I'll let you look through those on what I submit. But they cover all the fields in the form. Rolling out the new system will require meetings with the department heads of the IT, registration, and other departments that are specified by the dean. These meetings will consist of determining the required fields to become final parts of the form and the necessary changes that will be made accordingly. Other parts of the development plan will include surveys of current students who have used the form, and the form will be tested in an offline environment to determine the stability of the form and the possibility of error messages. The test data will be analyzed and verified to be valid before any online access will be given to the form. Training meetings for the new system will be held by the system analyst in charge of the project with the heads of the departments that the dean determined will need training. The department heads will in turn hold training meetings within their respective departments to properly address end user issues. And as far as a disaster recovery plan, the programming and data involved in the project will be backed up as per the organization's standards of keeping a hard copy in an off-site secure location. The data will also be stored in a cloud service to maintain data accessibility. The standard disaster emergency recovery plans will include a mock crash of the system and document any flaws that arise in recovering from the disaster. Tests will include timing of the physical recovery of the hard copy and the data archive. It will also determine the cloud service by verifying the server accuracy and noting the validity of the data in the database. And that's my presentation. Thank you.